5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
A KSY, a KS who, a KS, a KO blood clot, man. That's my troops intro, remixing the famous Aubameyang clip into a clip about KSI knocking out Joe Fournier. Did I even pronounce that name right? I don't know. Nangano boxer. He did it. Very similar, realistically, in terms of the Ben Askren. Oh, by the way, hello. It's 142. Put a day. Dr. Away. All that good stuff. And, yeah, retrospectively, if he did this before Jake went on his little streak of knocking out like Ben Askren and that, it would have been more of a surprise to me, personally, just genuinely. Although Ben Askren is not even a boxer, and at least Joe is a boxer, just in the sense that you see Ben Askren's footage, you think this is a pro fighter, he must be decent. You see his footage, think he looks a bit slow, but he must be decent, he's a fighter. And then he gets in the thing, gets knocked out very easily. KSI, you see that Joe footage and like, he looks so slow, but he's a fighter, he must be half decent. Gets knocked out. So it's one of those things, like, I think at this point we all know fighting KSI is a problem, is an issue, he's a windmill, literally. But, like, I don't know, man. It's like, I'm still wanting a little bit more technique-wise. I think it's maybe... I mean, what's a bit annoying is that, you know, he wins the fight. I go and find the clip, and then it's like, what wins it is, like, the elbow thing, and it's just like... You want it to be something clean. Like, you want it to be like a clean knockout. You want it to be, like, a good punch. And to be fair, he had that in his last fight, but his last fight was against... obviously a nobody. In terms of, like, it was against like just another, it wasn't like against a fighter type thing. And who would win between Jake and JJ? I don't know. But what I do know is I am more impressed by the knockouts of Jake. That being said, I am... Jake's lost, first of all, against Tommy, who's probably, well, is a level above everyone else who's in this little world we're in right now. And I'm basing this off of, like, technique. I see Jake and I think he looks like more of a natural a lot of the time than maybe KSI. He's like a street fighter. That being said, you'd say the exact same thing about Logie Paul. And for the first few rounds of maybe that first fight, or was this, I think the first one, he was outboxing him. He was jabbing his head off, as the people who know what boxing is would say. I'm just quoting other people's things here, but, you know, he was jabbing his head off, you know. But it didn't matter. Ultimately, the windmill prevailed. Gas tank filled to the brim, and he won. So I don't think it's off the cards that a similar thing could happen with Jake. But I'd also see arrogance can get you punished. And he did get knocked down by Logan. And if Jake hits harder than Logan, that Tyrone Woodley knockout is still, out of all of these YouTube boxing events, is still the best knockout. It's so clean. It's not like all these other knockouts where it's like they're stumbling around, they're trying to get back up, and the ref calls it. He was out dead, slept, head hit the canvas, like, cold, and he's like, you know, whether he's a boxer or not a boxer, being like a UFC champion, right? Firstly, he still was a champion. Thirdly, you still have a chin on you. If you can knock out, like, a fighter, whether it's boxing or not, in that way, if they're known for having a chin on them, then you gotta say fair dues. Nothing really went the way I wanted it today. I mean, Chelsea at least didn't lose. We drew, though. 2-2's Nottingham Forest. I wanted Salt Pappy to win. He didn't. Kind of just kills all of that hype for Salt Pappy, even though we know he's good in that. It's just kind of like, okay, we found his ceiling already. It's kind of like, it's so much more fun when the ceiling felt, you know, limitless or whatever. Now it's like, okay, it's Anthony Taylor. And by the way, I didn't realize that Anthony Taylor was that. Is that his name? Yeah, is that his name? I can't remember. Whoever beat him, I didn't realize he was that short. When I saw Salt Pappy to that fight, I thought, oh, that's gonna be hard reach and all this other stuff. I just assumed he was a tall guy. Or maybe Salt Pappy's just taller than I thought. I don't know. But that's disappointing. You know where his ceiling is. Kind of wanted Swarms to beat Deji, but, you know, he didn't. I mean, I wanted Joe Fournier to... Fournier or Fournier? Joe Fournier. I want to say Fournier. I wanted Joe Fournier. Sounds too posh. I wanted Joe Fournier to lose, but I don't know. That even was dampened because it was with like a controversial bit of contact. All the other fights I didn't really care about, but yeah, I don't know. Like, things didn't completely go the way I wanted sports ways today. But that's fine. I'll sacrifice taking all these L's today, sports wise. If it means tomorrow, that's right. We'll get back onto this again. Things go well for me because Arsenal are playing Brighton and City are playing Everton. And if a certain game is a win, aka the City game, and another game is a loss, aka the Arsenal game, aka Arsenal. This is not how you use AKAs, but Arsenal losing and City winning, then I would take us drawing today. And ultimately, I'm happy. For me, it'd be great just to go unbeaten to the end of the season. If that's 3 draws, that's 3 draws. Because we got our final 3 games are City, United, and Newcastle United. And those teams are the 3 of the... They're all in the top 4. They're all top 4 sides. Although we've got to play all top 4 sides, we easily lose all those games. Very possible. But that's what I'm saying. I'd love to just go unbeaten to the end of the season, grab a few goals. To me, that's improvement. We improved. We managed to score a few goals. We managed to find a decent run of form. And whether that, even if that run of form was what would be win and 4 draws, that's what it would be with this little narrative I made up. Even that would feel like an improvement, especially just scoring goals. Like, even though now we drew today, the team we beat was only Bournemouth and stuff, it low-key feels like we've made slight improvements, literally just because of how low it's been. So even though it's just a win and a draw, it's like, and against a position we should be realistically getting a win-win against, it's like, okay, but we scored 5 goals across those 2 games. Feels like not long ago we couldn't get 5 shots on target, 5 shots at all across 2 games. So at least we found a little bit of attacking potency, scoring with the brace, Sterling with the brace, doing my sort of Chris Kamara thing right now. I just report on the game without really saying any opinions on it. Yeah, I liked it. Ruben came off the bench, was decent, so you can't really complain, can you? You can't really complain. I'm tired right now. I'm tired as fuck. Work. Like, if you work a night shift, it's tiring. I've done them. If you work a day shift, it can be tiring as well. I've done those. Most people have. But when you work certain jobs where it's possible to be given like a night shift and then a day shift and then a day shift and then a night shift, like it can just be random and it's like mix and mingling, Phineas and Ferb style. Those ones can do you. And I think over the last 48 hours I've probably slept for about 3. And even those 3 were interrupted by that little beast on the ground right now. Dog, animal. So because she was like, she's got ear issues and it was just, she's just rolling around acting like woe is me. It's like, okay, we get it. You've got infected earlobes. We've put a lot of money into fixing that. Okay, it's hurting us too. So yeah, and on the first day I had a Red Bull for the first time. Don't like the taste. Don't like the taste of Red Bull, but I don't like the taste of coffee, and Red Bull for me is more digestible than coffee, and I just need something that I thought would keep me awake. I wanted to sort of test out this theory of caffeine. Caffeine's not a theory, it's a fact. I wanted to try caffeine. It's not hard cocaine. I wanted to drink an energy drink. I've had energy drinks before. I wanted to see if they actually make you feel awake, because before when I used to drink them at school and stuff, I was drinking them just for the taste of certain ones. I just liked the taste. I wasn't thinking this is making me alert. But then I thought, I'm so tired a lot recently. I just want to test this out. So I was there. First day, I drank one and I was like, wow, this has helped. Second day I drank one. They're not miracle workers. If you're literally fucked off your life and you've had 1 hour of sleep in 72 or whatever, you're not gonna start moonwalking. Like, it's not gonna change your life. You know what I mean? It can only do so much. Plaster over an axe wound and all that. Don't jump up on the bed. Don't do it, because I can see your position to do it, and don't do it. When I see dogs on the train, I love that. For some reason, a dog is so much more endearing when I see it taking public transport. I don't know why. But, I like my dog, and I like dogs I see on the street. But, there was a dog. It was, this little brown thing. When you get teddy bears as a kid of dogs and bears or whatever, and they're so generic. It's just like your childhood toy of a dog. It wasn't really a specific breed. It was just, maybe, this brown, sort of just muttish looking dog. And it's just, that kind of thing, right? it was just that kind of dog on the train. It was nothing special. It was nothing that's gonna make you go whoa whoa whoa. What's that breed? You know, it was just like it just looked like a a mix of several. But like because it's on a train, it's just so much more endearing. It's like, oh, look at you taking public transport with us people folk. Just like on here, it's just like behaving. It's just like because I've never been in a situation where I've seen a dog piss or shit on the train. It's never happened. I would have thought that would happen by now. But like they're just there, like they mind the gap like everyone else. They get on the platform. They're waiting here and there, and it's just kind of like it's crazy. It's not that crazy. I just find them more endearing. There's something about dogs taking trains. I just like it. It's a nice. I should probably get I should probably get a painting of it and hang it on my wall. It just makes me feel happy. It just puts me in a good mood. Dogs taking trains, and but I understand they're not taking. I understand they haven't got Oyster cards and they're tapping in themselves. They're on a lead. They're here more just by force. Really, they go where the owner goes. They don't really know what's going on. They might be having extreme anxiety, panic attacks. I don't know. But in my head, it's like they basically have the Oyster cards and like they're on a day out and they're like, I've got to get around somehow to take public transport. I can't drive, type thing. And I just like it. But nothing makes me happy. I could be going to work 3 a.m. It's very unlikely you'll see a dog on the train at 3 a.m. But I could be going into work at an early time, and it's busy and it's whatever. Then you get on the train, and you're like, oh, because you forget they're allowed there. It always feels like, what, these are allowed here? You can't even skateboard on some platforms, but and I'm not against it. I'm not against dogs being allowed on trains, but like you do forget that they are allowed in for some reason. You just think they wouldn't be, and you just see them, then you're like, oh, you're here. What are you? Wait, where are you going? What are you up to? You know what I mean? But dogs got to go around too. Like people ain't got cars, they've got dogs and stuff living in flats. They still got to get their pets around. It's just weird to me because it's like, I don't know. It's like, what reason are you on the train run? I just look at them for too long, and the owners probably don't like it. The owners, I'm not looking at the owners, I'm looking at the dogs. I'm not calling the owners dogs, the animals, the pets. Yeah. Just brightens the day, puts them in a good mood. For a fleeting second, and then they get off, and then it's back to just, anger, passionate rage. So because I am so tired, and because I am fucked out of my head right now, and I need to sleep. Look, I'm not trying to get out of this or anything, but I've I could have slept the second I got in today. But I didn't, because I had to do this. I waited for the KSI fight. I'm not giving you analysis, but I watched it because I needed the title and I needed to see what happened. I kept myself up for that. I did that. And I know what you're saying. It's only been 13 minutes. You call this a podcast? I call this a bit of chatter, a bit of chottery. What the fuck do you think you're doing? I know exactly what you're doing right now. You're just trying to stall to get more seconds. You'd be right. You call me. But give me a break. Okay? I've got my Duolingo done. That's still going out. I'm over 100 days now. Everyone applaud. Or don't, I want the applause to feel natural, actually. But, am I right? No. I've got nothing more to give. I've given everything I could have gave. And I'm very, very tired. And, I was saying this earlier. I think one more day of, another repeated day of how I've lived my past 2 days, I would be dead. Because you can only go without water for like 3 days, they say. I feel like if you don't sleep enough, I wouldn't be dead, but I'd be bored. I'd be like paraplegic. I'd be like, just immovable on the ground because I've barely had any water in these past 2 days. Not because for any reason. I just need to drink more water. Basically, that my workplace isn't stopping me from doing that. I think the only liquids that really passed my system have been 2 Red Bulls, no sleep, and it's we can't keep going like this. We can't keep this. This is not what we do. But yeah, that says 142. Say on top 1 for free.
Here with the kids, and I've got 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet.